down.
That's not even hard. The one day I asked her to cook some fucking hamburger helper. And listen, you don't fuck around with no hamburger helper, man. Listen, I'm poor. I grew up poor. This is all I got. No, that's gourmet. Gourmet, bro. Like so she had this big ass fucking cauldron of water where it tells you like 2 cups of fucking water.
No, but I cooked.
Once you dilute the fucking seasoning, it's not hamburger helper. It's like spam helper or some shit.
No, but listen, I cooked that for him plenty of times. No issues. He loved it. Nick just like being up under me.
I do. That was another problem, bro.
Let me cook.
That was another problem.
I don't need you like picking over everything. Go somewhere. Let me be in the kitchen.
Yeah, but guess what? That fucking food come back and now you gotta eat it like you love it. You got some.
But what did I do? And then he got mad because I threw the food up in the air or something. You know, he loved food, so he went off.
See, you cooked the shit.
You white girls do that, yo. No, fuck this. You white girls disrespect they man and throw hamburger helper up in the street. Do y'all do they do that? Please help me, white brothers. They don't. I bet you they don't. They say, honey. You're making me angry right now.
You need to stop.
You need to stop right fucking now. And they walk off. Not a black girl. Well, fuck you, nigga. Suck my ass. I'm like. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching now, let's between white and black people. One throws the hamburger over there.
I wouldn't know what to do if Ellie just threw the food up. Oh, man. That would break my
Poor. Like, you know, man. Like,
that would break my fucking heart.
We broke, bro. Like, we meal to meal.
Yeah.
That's all, man. Fuck me, man.
We had plenty more hamburger helper
See, hey, look, I understand all too well.
Yeah, see,
that hamburger helper
this is
shit,
the
man.
fellowship, and you are outnumbered.
I haven't reached that part of my relationship yet, but I imagine it's coming.
Or maybe not. Listen,
it might.
If you
every couple.
Look, she's really quiet right now, but that's what scares me. It's like she's quiet and she's super nice, and it's like
John's gonna get killed.
Yeah, you
gotta kill him.
I'm gonna tell you now, right? It's best if you try to find what button to push and then just try.
Oh, by the way, I think we're live. Oh, by the way,
just teeter with it.
I think we're live in case you start talking about like
the Bible.
Seems like real passive.
I haven't done my live.
The Bible.
She's hiding something.
Yeah, you gotta play. You gotta find the button, and then you gotta like just go around it first.
Trust me, I've been trying. I've been trying.
That's the last thing you want. That's the last thing you want is for you. You know she's got to be pissed about something, and then she's like, okay. That's scary. Because you might like wake up at like 3 o'clock in the morning, like a gun is like right next to you, and she's like giggling like, and you like, oh wait a minute, this is really crazy.
I've been testing her. I've been trying.
Are we live yet?
Man,
Yep, you're live.
We're live. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah.
We'll
get back to that topic.
We gonna get back to all of it.
Including Nick eating boogers out of asshole. So.
Boogers out of asshole. That's assaulting. Have you guys seen the intro? You ever seen the intro? Like how I do the intro?
I saw it with Robs and Diamonds.
You kind of know what it is.
I see Rob's.
You saw?
Rob's looks.
Oh shit! Bitch, your nipple, somebody. We here, not saving ears with my motherfucking nigga wiggers, wigger niggas, white people with an IGGA. Oh, that means we love each other and not saving ears. Coach Vince, John Gray, my motherfucking people. Let's give him a hand clap. Thank you so much for coming on. I didn't even say none of that other part. It just came to me.
It just came to you.
Love you guys, man. Thank you. Let's start off with a shot. So we brought some shit. Where this from, bro? Where's this from?
Punta Cana.
His girlfriend brought
Cana.
from Punta Cana. It's like, it's gonna kill us.
Does that translate to like vagina or something?
Like Puerto Rican for like poor people. I don't know.
We love everybody here.
Budget, you have Puerto Rican people on.
Mama Joanna Spicy. I tell you what. Here, I'll get you. Who needs one?
We're good now. This is a fancy shot.
Yeah, I got you.
Oh, okay.
Switch out. Yeah, Denzel gave us these.
Yeah, Denzel gave us.
All right, so the hot mic is right in the middle. Let me make sure I got that bitch on stereo. It's on stereo. The game should be good. Let me just double check. Producer, we looking good? Oh, we looking good. Hold on, I think it's actually double. I think it's actually double. Hold on, let me see something here. Hey. Oh crap.
Do we need to mute these? Does it work on the outside?
Yeah, go ahead and mute.
muted, Mo.
It just
Hey there. Hey.
See, even when I take the headphones out, it's still muted.
Is this live on YouTube? Is Ellie just said something?
Yes, it should be live on YouTube on Not Safe for Ears, and we're getting it live. It's back now, and it should be live off of Instagram as well. Hey, people, you're watching this. You're wondering why is this fuck not professional and also black? There's no correlation. Don't let Trump fool you. I'm just an asshole. We're trying to get better with these mics. Listen, one day when I'm filthy fucking rich and I'm answering your emails, you'll look back and say he started somewhere. Until then, deal with it. So, Not Safe for Ears, Instagram.
I like that.
It is what it is, man.
Tell them to kiss your
Still muted? Are we good?
Oh, you good, bro. You are good. Are we good? Producer.
Momo.
Fucking terrible person.
Take a shot of that Amsterdam.
Yes,
Let's
please.
get to the interview.
You guys can keep drinking.
Haven't even got to the interview.
You all drinking.
I'm charging up.
My little light ass.
Look, I'm gonna let you know now. Just because you came on the show today, if I need to carry you to the back seat of his car,
I'm
I
charging
got
up.
you.
I'm charging up for the interview.
That is like,
I'm ready. The
Interview's
more
on.
I drink, the better it's gonna be.
No, he's a happy drunk.
Because only you can deal with him.
Yeah, I got it.
I got one good shot and it's over, man. So
Hey.
you control this beach. You
I got
can't control it.
I got
Ready.
All right, so 2015 WKAs, we meet technically, untechnically. Is untechnically a word? It is today. Fuck it. So then we end up training together, and I'm watching this dude fight, and I'm watching him train, and as I really meet all you guys, I realize I'm not a fighter. Follow me. I like to fight. I like a good scrap, a good knock, right? But I'm not scared. But it's another level to this shit. It's a blissful ignorance. It's a supreme confidence. It's a I don't really give a fuck, even though I can smile in your face. Look at these motherfuckers. They smile and shit. They will break your soul.
Right.
So I realized watching them train
Break
and
your
watching
soul.
them compete, this motherfucker fought somebody from ATT. Where was we at when you fought that dude?
Pennsylvania.
Jesus fucking Christ. And I saw the goal it took. And even when, through adversity, the look in his eyes was like, I'm not quitting, but just what the fuck is going on? And not to say I don't have that, but I didn't want to test myself. In that sense, I'm like, no, they can keep that shit. So I knew Vince from day one was serious, a serious fighter, right? So I see him compete, and then he transitions into this role of coach. And like anything, when you try something new, like this podcast, you have maybe some uncertainties, maybe some insecurities. You know what you have, but you don't know how it's going to translate. And I see him not make just one, but two, but multiple fucking fighters. One of them being your own fucking girl, bro. Who turns his girl into a monster? You want to die, motherfucker. Yeah. He said, hey, I'm going to give you all the tools to kill me one day. Okay, let's start off.
Yeah, she can straight whoop some grown men.
No, she will fuck me up.
She can whoop some grown men. Straight up.
So, I wanted to have you guys on, and sorry it took so long, but I really fucking admire what you've done with your fight career, and not only that, what you've been able to translate through other fighters like John. Yeah, your lady, your soon-to-be wife one day, we'll speak that into existence. Thank you, Yelly. That's for you, baby. And everyone else. So, why the fuck did you start fighting in the first place, though, Vince? Like, give me a little bit about that shit.
I got into a lot of trouble like growing up, like the typical story of like being a hothead kid and shit like that. And I started training at like a boxing gym, a kickboxing gym here and there. I never really stuck with it because I was 15, 16. I was kind of immature with everything, you know what I mean? But I was always really interested in it. And then I trained for a couple years and I was kind of a bum, but I didn't have any confidence in myself.
You feel like fighting and martial arts helped you with the confidence?
Oh, 100%. Like, and then I started working with Rob Sullivan when I was probably 18 or 19, and Rob was still kind of in the middle of his own MMA career, but he kind of gave me that, like, hey, you can make money off this one day. You're actually really fucking talented. You're tough, blah, blah, blah. And that kind of, like, brought it into my head, and then it got really easy to train from there and just kind of put the work in. I became obsessed with it over time, especially by the time I got to AMT when I realized I could actually be something at it. There was a certain point in time I would run every day. I'd work. I'd train twice a day. I literally lived in the gym. And it just felt natural. Like some people ask like why I wanted to do it like the way I did it, but it just made a lot of sense to kind of do it the way I did it. I don't know, shit was fun, honestly. I like fighting a lot, and it was something. It became very obsessive to me after a while. So it was kind of hard when it ended from there. But
I can understand that, and we'll touch on that as a fighter transitioning to that next stage of being a coach.
For sure.
Did you guys technically meet each other at AMT, or did you know about each other?
Dude, we were getting drunk, fucking breaking down house parties at like age 15. Yeah.
You guys know each other.
I met him in like high school.
Bro, I didn't fucking know that. I did not know that.
Because I was training at ground control for a while, and I was just doing mainly jiu-jitsu.
Well, before I was there. Yeah.
I just kind of like, I don't know, I just kind of like fell off
You
a little bit.
Jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, I started in jiu-jitsu.
got good
There wasn't like
jiu-jitsu.
too much
What
like
the fuck?
yeah, there wasn't too much striking at like ground control at the time. It was kind of just Mello's class, so like I only had like one day a week. So
Mello's
I don't know. I stopped training for a little bit, and then I seen like Vince doing like big things and kind of fucking people up at AMT. So I was kind of like, well, I want to go focus on my striking, so I signed up because of him, and then I don't know, just one thing led to another.
All right, so 2 things. Did you see the video of Vince when he knocked out the black dude with dreads?
Yes, absolutely.
Alan
He needed
Hargrove?
some milk.
Listen, I think I sent him a love note that day. Like, hey, we're still good, right?
You were there.
Was I there?
You were there.
I was there?
Yeah.
I was there?
His wife
I was
ran
there?
into the ring and like
I was
pushed me
there?
out of the way when I slept. Dude, that guy's a prick. Fuck that guy.
Damn.
Well,
I fought 23 guys. He was the one guy that I just think is an absolute
yeah,
piece
you
of
can
shit.
tell by your celebration.
God.
I was like, oh, he really wanted to hurt this motherfucker.
Oh, he was a piece of shit.
Bro, you came here with no striking experience?
I had very little, just hitting
Fuck
the
you,
bag.
you're
I didn't have.
You're lying.
I'm telling
I
you.
saw you and I'm like, yo, this motherfucker.
Look, I used to I would spar here and there with some of the pros at ground control, but they would kind of just beat me up. Like it wasn't much for like
Right?
Yeah.
Something you talked about in one of your posts.
Yeah.
So I didn't know. See, I had a perfect segue. Like when you met him, you guys knew each other.
Oh, we knew each other. He literally DM'd me on Twitter like, hey, I don't want to do jiu-jitsu anymore. I want to learn some striking. I see what you're doing. When can I come in? I was like, hey, this is when I think Jesse was deployed at this time when he came in. So it was that little grap where like I was coaching, Jeff was coaching, you were coaching, and he came in, and I knew he had a little bit of skill. I knew he was a little hothead piece of shit at one point in his life, like I was.
What's
so
important is
no, I knew he like.
Hey, look, this is the one place on your resume it helps.
Yeah,
Hothead
yeah.
Piece of shit. We like you.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. We gonna tamper this
I
shit.
fit right in.
He fit right in, and I knew he was talented and all that. So he came in and called on right away.
Well, I still don't believe you had like the way you're painting the story is almost like I was a grappler who like hit pads. When you came in, I thought you were a phenomenal kicker. I thought your striking was good. I thought you had that intangible.
I had
She
a lot-
loves kicks.
I had a lot of time on,
hey,
like, the
you're
heavy
not gonna
bag.
exalt him in front of me.
The
That's
first
what
time-
you're not gonna do.
The first time I met Vic, his kicks, I said,
You like his legs.
I feel them every day.
fucking crazy.
I feel them
And
every
yours.
day.
I didn't never like Hope this motherfucker.
So you know when like
he went light over me. I know he did.
when you gotta like demonstrate counts in class, John's like the one guy always like, all right, John, come here. So guys, we're gonna go hook, low kick, right hand, switch kick, and I'm just beating the shit out of John in front of the
When
class.
people hit me in a fight and they're like my weight, it just doesn't really hurt because I got his big ass hit me all the time.
Damn, how you got this guy.
Like
Right.
some days I'm like, damn, I don't want to get hit, but like I know I need it. I'm like, all right, no one in my weight's fucking with me.
Yeah.
Was there a reason why you reached out to him compared to if you're doing jiu-jitsu, you probably had a whole bunch of people you could reach out to. What was it about Vince before we jump into you jumping to being one of the students? He's like, I'm gonna reach out to him and see.
I was a fan of the way he fights. I mean, he just knocks people out and just
Let's kiss his ass. He's
aggressive and wants to hurt people.
This fucker is evil incarnate.
That's
He's like, oh, I'm not.
that's why we
Saying no matter
that's
how
why we
much he
click so
smiles
well.
right now, he's
You know,
a savage.
that's why we click so well is because we have such similar like fighting styles, pretty much.
Mango.
Yeah,
I think we have like kind of the same upbringing in a way, kind of the same come up, kind of the same like path to this. And like Rob Sullivan said it the other day, he was like, John is the evolution of you as a fighter, and that's something you should want as a coach. And I'm 100% in agreement with that. I don't think I was very talented. I think I was just tough. I hit hard and I worked very hard. I think John is that next level. I don't give myself any credit, but John is definitely the evolution of that. Yeah, so,
we know. My head knows.
You know what,
Right.
man? You saying those two things, we're gonna touch more on you. But I like where your brain's at. Can I say, since
What's
the last
left of
time
it,
I've talked to you personally, you've definitely grown.
No, I
As
agree.
a person,
Yeah.
obviously, right? But as a coach,
Yeah.
because that self-deprecating attitude you're having now is like, you know what? I'm 100% cool with where I am so far, and now taking all of my knowledge and skills,
Yeah.
pros and cons, and putting it into this man. You don't see that a lot, especially in the field of fighting, and it can become really like
it's egotistical.
cliquish or like, yeah, this is me, and
Yeah.
you'll never be able to beat what I beat.
Yeah.
And you not only are saying, no, I've had my time, but I want to give everything I got to my boys.
I tell John all the time, like, whenever he catches me with something in sparring or whenever like something clicks in the pad work or like the drilling or whatever, like I'm happy about it. I don't get like upset that he catches me in sparring. If he starts whooping my ass in the rounds or he starts dogging everybody in the gym, that's great. Like I'm totally cool with that.
Start talking to everybody.
Yeah, like I'm cool with it. Like some people get weird. Like if John catches me, like a coach and they get like kind of weird about it. They're like, oh, I got to set him back down a little bit. I'm cool with that. Like, fuck it. If John's better than me, that's great. That's
What's
what I want.
impressive for him as a coach, though, is how young he is. Like, most people that are that young can't, like, balance between being, like, a younger guy and, like, a coach at the same time. But I feel like he shows a lot of wisdom. He's not that much older than me. I mean, I'll be 24 this year. You're 25, 26, right? So
You're what?
he's so young. Like, it's
Bro, I didn't
crazy.
know you were that
But
young.
he's so chill
I
as a
was never
coach, though.
asking your age.
He composes himself.
She's like, what you want, motherfucker?
Hey, look. I'm I'm sorry. I knew they was young as motherfucker, but at the same token, I was like, I wasn't thinking 20. I wasn't thinking 24 and 20.
23.
I wasn't even thinking that it was just gonna be like a year gap. Honestly, I was thinking maybe you was 22, 23. I was thinking maybe you like 26, 27. I wasn't expecting.
Not the look,
crazy,
but the wisdom you're talking about.
Yeah.
Right.
Listen, we correct jokes a lot of times, they're inappropriate jokes, right? But I always felt maybe it was the fighter, and you like, this motherfucker's been doing this. Maybe that's what it was. That's what I expected you to be older. It was like, oh, you feel like you were seasoned.
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing it, and then on top of that, I lived it. Like, I kind of like, you know, I didn't get to the UFC or any shit like that. I think, honestly, it could have went anywhere if I didn't get hurt and I was a little smarter with my own body. But on top of that, like, for that entire time I trained, that entire time I fought, I lived it, I studied it. And now in a coaching role, I think being a coach, you have to analyze everything. Like, when I fought, it was kind of just, all right, get my ass in shape, get my rounds in, let's work on this, let's go fight this guy. Okay, what's next? Now with these guys, I take so much stock in how John does, how everybody on the team does. I have to analyze the guys they're fighting, analyze how they work, analyze what they're good at, analyze what they're not good at, analyze how to run a class, do all that, and kind of just really think, which is really interesting to me because it's something that I'm kind of new at. Like, you know, you're not given a book on... You're not, like, given a book on, like, how to coach. Like, it's kind of like you just get thrown into the role and you figure it the fuck out. You know what I mean? So it's like...
But I think that in you having that and you having that ability or finding that ability, I think that's ultimately that's a magnificent trait. Yeah, because a lot of people can't do that is foresee what you have, and then be able to like, all right, we're gonna break this down.
100%.
So
that's the most enjoying part. I don't know how to say words. Enjoyable part of it. You know, like kind of breaking this stuff down and kind of seeing who does what, how they do it. You know,
you gotta adapt to your fighters. You know, you can't just teach all your fighters one thing. No, you gotta adapt to your fighters and pick out like their good things, which he does very well. Like me and Robbie Flynn, like we definitely fight a lot different, but like he
white dude, right?
Yeah. We
tell him I'm a fan of him too.
We're built different, we fight different, but like he sets up a game plan for both of us, and we just capitalize.
John and Robbie
so well
are two different people. They're both good at the same things. They're both not as good at different things, but they are both fucking animals. And I do train them differently because John's more like, I'll walk you down, I will throw punches in bunches, I'm going to break you over the course of the fight. Robbie's going to make you miss and make you look stupid.
We don't have two fighters in the gym that are the same, though.
No.
Like everyone's
also,
so much different.
at the same time, we have those same like systems. We work on things a little more than others. We kind of drill these same things home to where everybody has a good low kick, everybody has a good jab, blah, blah, blah. But John is kind of far and away a little better than everybody, but everybody else is kind of working on this, working on this, working on this. It's always a different look. Like, you're not going to spar with two of the same, like he said. So that's kind of what I want.
I like it. So you know some more personal history about you. I know you had some issues with like head trauma, right? And you were talking earlier of not only teaching them your skills, but also some of the things that you learned through your own mishaps, right? Just going through the fight game. Yeah. You got some tough motherfuckers in there. Yeah. How do you make them also very cerebral with their attack? Now you talked about game planning and all that, but understanding that hey, it's okay to play the game and not always have the game. Because we're talking about longevity. Maybe if you weren't injured, because look, I'm telling you, I thought you were very talented.
Thank you.
And I thought you had some more left. But you know how your body is reacting, right? If you got fucking headaches for weeks at a time and you get tapped from, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what's going on.
I get it.
So now you're trying, you have these stable fighters and you're trying to say, okay, look, I see a lot of potential in you guys, but I don't want you to fall where I fell. Yeah. How do you as a coach say, look, I want you to be tough, I want you to be the killer, but I also want you to pull back when it's possible so you have a longer tenure.
I feel like this is a conversation we have all the time.
So me and John have this conversation all the time. When John came into ground control, John, you know, he had a good offensive game. He was in great shape, great technique, but he would let you hit him throughout the course of a sparring round. I'm like, that needs to fucking stop. Like, because, you know, you have so much time in this sport.
That was an actual conversation you had.
Oh, we've had this conversation 100 times. You know, so, like, you don't want to take excessive damage, whether it's in the sparring rounds, the fight. You know, the game of the game is to...
Hit, not hit.
Exactly, 100% that. So, believe it or not, I didn't have a lot of concussions. I sparred a lot. I mean, I might have had my bell rung a few times, but I had one bad concussion that you witnessed in that fight that I healed from right away. And the other one, I thought I was sick in the middle of the fall. I was getting ready to fight on Lion Fight. I thought I had a headache from just kind of being sick, and I kept sparring. I was like, all right, this isn't feeling right. And then next thing I know, I'm fucked up for a little bit. I wasn't like I was going home with headaches. I really don't experience headaches. I don't experience any symptoms. I spar with these guys all the time still, which is kind of stupid. But the big thing that I kind of like, I really try to...
Oh, by the way, I do.
He came out.
I really try to monitor the sparring. I do think that
flow rounds.
A lot of flow rounds. I do think if you want to fight in camp, You need to spar hard.
You gotta
I
bang.
don't
You gotta
care
know
what
what it feels like before it's a shot.
Especially when you're new. If you're 0 to 5 fights, you need to know how to put your mouth guard in and get hit. Because I'd rather you experience it in the gym and not want to get hit than go into a fight and get fucking embarrassed in front of your family, in front of a crowd. That's it. But I do monitor. If you're getting caught with shots, you're done sparring for a few weeks. If you get wobbled in a fight, you're done sparring for a few weeks. I think everything about kickboxing, MMA is footwork. I think you need to be in and out of range. You need to be, keeping a simple, staying at the end of everything. You need to be defensive as well as offensive. And that was the big thing I had to work on with John, because John's got a tough fucking chin. He doesn't give a shit who hits him. You're going to have to shoot him to put him down probably. But at the same time, like, if you see John's last fight, he fought a kid that was 9-0 from Russia. He was very fast with his hands. He was probably 4 inches taller. He got caught a few times in the first round, maybe twice in the first round. After that, John didn't really take any damage. John's evolved so much in those last few fights. In Florida, he fought a guy with 20 fights from Canada, and he didn't really get touched, besides like one time in the third round. It's just kind of staying in and out of range, not taking the extra damage. I got to monitor, people's symptoms, all that shit. It's part of fighting, but you got to recover. If you don't recover, your career ends. And honestly, I think that's what ended my career, because I was being stupid about it. I was trying to be too tough for my own good. But these guys I take a little more stock into. I can handle myself. Other people, I don't want to have to deal with that. You know what I mean?
You know what's crazy? Two things. Number one, we're lucky. See, all right, let's talk about a stereotype, right? And this is maybe a stereotype that's outdated, maybe 20 years old. It was a time in America, if you said a white guy and a black guy at a bar and they fight, you're going to say the black guy's going to win, right? Whether the media pushed it, we had better hands, whatever. Imagine running into two of these motherfuckers. You know, now they can see them like, I'm going to fuck these pretty white boys up. Let me show them something, right? They're going to destroy you.
You know the crazy shit, man? Like, we can't go fucking anywhere. Like,
I know I look like fucking Zac Efron.
He looks like Zac Efron.
You guys are like, come on, man. You guys aren't ugly, right? So you don't look like the fight cauliflower ears go to. Somebody's gonna fuck around and think it's sweet. They gonna think it's sweet. And this motherfucker girl fight too. Right. His random girl fuck somebody else. He'll get a Jorge Masvidal 2 pieces.
It's unfair for Ellie to really fight like a regular girl. It's unfair. She's gonna sleep her, dude.
She only spars with men. I was about to say she only sleeps
spars
with men.
Me and
fucks men. I hope. But
dude, she spars with me and she be kicking me hard as shit. I have to move on her now. I can't stand there. She hits harder than guys, dude. It's weird.
Like, this is one of my things. I don't know if there's any science behind it, but when I watch people spar, or not even so much to hit the bag, because you have 100%
gave all your girls the tools.
But when they're looking there, holding the eye, and they're like, when I see you guys spar, it's like, all right, when you get hit, what is your eye set?
Yeah.
I see this like almost like,
fuck.
Like, I see that.
Women
even if you get fucked up, if I see that.
Women are supposed to have a higher like threshold for like pain? Apparently.
Yeah, they fucking got it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you think about when they give birth to a child,
yeah,
you ever seen that?
Apparently that hurts. Apparently,
man.
Apparently,
their whole shit rips off.
Look, I've taken some big shits in my day, so I don't know.
Yeah, big shits. Big shits.
But has your asshole ripped
right after weight cut. I don't know. It's been close, dude. I don't know. It's been bad. Like, we go to the buffet after the weight cut. I don't know. I'm fucked up for a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Let's kiss John's ass a little
bit. He sharded in South Carolina.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah. No, I'm lying.
Let's just say you did.
Hey, look. The way he said it, it looked serious. And the way he shook his head, he was like, no.
So explain this belt to me. Explain how you got this belt and how you plan on getting more belts. You sick killer motherfucker.
I'm the U.S. national hot dog eating champion.
Fits 16 hot dogs in his ass.
Hey, hot dog swallowing.
Mr. Slave.
Just get it right. I didn't eat them. I swallowed them. Right?
Okay,
no, but this is the U.S. national title. I won this in Myrtle Beach. Beat a Russian guy who's from St. Petersburg. Probably the toughest guy I fought. Honestly, by far the toughest guy I fought. We fought for 5 rounds, no gear, and the first round.
Gear.
No gear.
No shin, no nothing.
No.
They clank shins literally within the first 2 seconds of the fight.
Oh, that feels good, right?
Yeah, my shins still hurt a little bit. The first, literally 5 seconds, we clashed shins hard as shit, and I was like, all right, well, that's not that bad. I mean, obviously, afterwards, it definitely hurts, but I thought maybe he maybe edged out the first round a little bit, but I thought I took the next 4 rounds, and I just showed that I was the more well-rounded fighter. He had really good hands. He was fast. He was quick to the punch, and he was bigger than me, but I just felt like my power made the difference, and that I finally showed that I have head movement. I'm not just a meathead. I know a lot of people think I'm just a meathead and I don't got head movement, but
you are a meathead.
I'm a little bit
Savage.
like that.
You're a fucking
You're a
meathead.
slick meathead.
I'm
I think you need some meathead though.
I know.
Yeah.
You do. If you
You
rely
gotta
too
you gotta
much
have
on
that
being
switch.
smooth,
He does a lot of calf raises. That's all he does. A lot of bicep.
Neck exercises. I told you I was training for a hot dog eating, dude. I had to do the neck exercises.
Alright, go back.
So this is your second belt, right?
Fourth.
Fourth IKF belt. How many belts is it? IKF?
This is my third IKF
Third.
belt, and then the TCB one.
And you guys have done this.
Jesus.
The program you've built, Coach John, the fighters, the stable you got. You've done this in what, a year, 2 years?
Literally a year. Like we went
Been
down to the
1
March
year.
tournament. I took Ellie and I took Julian and Pat down last March, and that was when the team was very small, but it was kind of growing a little bit. Robbie was on the upcoming. John was in the process of making the switch. Since then, literally, we had 25 people down there, 8 hours away, supporting. Like we were the loudest team down there. We put on a show down there. Like it was really cool. So like literally within a year, the team has grown exponentially. So.
What about this team and this coach makes you feel like it's the right choice for your progression?
I just have fun. It doesn't feel like it's like anything I don't want to do. I enjoy going to the gym. Like I have a good time there. I love being with my team. It's
That's
like
important, too,
it's
right?
pretty
You
much
have
just
to have fun in the chaos.
Yeah.
Fucking fighting.
hey, it makes all of our relationship better because we can beat the shit out of each other every day, and then we go out and we drink and we get
out of
fucked up.
everybody else.
Yeah, real shit.
That's what it was. They beat the shit out of each other.
It's just nice
And
when
they
you
beat
like.
the shit out of everybody else.
It's
They're
nice when you like
we
click
know
with a
y'all
group of people, you know. It's nice when you like click with a group of people. Honestly, we have like a group chat. It's absolutely fucking crazy. Every day I wake up and there's just
If
some
the FBI
wild
ever like looks
shit.
at our group chat, like we're all gone.
Yeah, it's
I'm
forever.
on one of them.
Forever.
Always.
No, but
If this is on one of them, you might
Yeah.
be-
no, but that's the thing, man. Like me and John talked about this after I think WKs or Florida or some shit like that. It was like we all kind of met recently. Like me and John knew each other. Like me and Robbie kind of met recently. Like these are all new people in the gym, but it's like we all click. Like, you know, we're all working hard as fuck, and we can all just dick around at the end of it. You've been in gyms before. You know, it's not always like that either. It's clicky or it's like it's kind of forced or whatever it is. Dude, like we're all fucking friends, and like that's what's really cool to me. And that's literally like a new development. Like that's what I enjoy the most about coming to the gym. My job is the best job in the world to me because I
Where
genuinely
you work at?
ground control.
Let's
I work at Bar Louie. I work at a
Exile.
I love my job fucking taking my life.
I work at a bar and I serve fucking flatbreads and beer to everybody. That sucks ass. But anyway, the gym itself is awesome. It's really fun coming to the gym and just working with guys that are fucking amazingly talented, but it's also good. They train hard and they buy into the mentality. They train hard as fuck. We go to other gyms and like we are still new in the sport, but we outpace everybody. Like we work hard as fuck the entire time.
Listen,
So
they can say what they want. I'm sorry. I'm not
go
trying to
ahead,
jump
go
right
ahead.
in. They can't go against the results.
No,
They
not
can
at all.
say what they fucking want. And when I mean they, I mean anybody.
Yeah.
Right? Even inside. Sometimes when you succeed, the people you think are your people
Yeah.
Hey,
will say shit.
look, there's a lot of
They can say
there's a
what
lot
they
of
want. They can't say shit when they see the bell.
Hey.
When they see the bell.
there's a lot of fucking snakes in the grass, and we're weeding them out.
Weed them out.
No,
Hey,
definitely know there's
whatever they
people
are.
that like kind of like fake support us. I know we're gonna take steps up down the line, and we're not always gonna win every fucking fight. That's how it goes, you know.
Part of the journey.
That's part of the journey. I've lost. He's gonna maybe, hopefully, maybe not lose at some point. A lot of guys on the team are gonna lose. People are probably gonna be excited about that. We're kind of rowdy pieces of shit sometimes, so maybe some people don't like us. Maybe some people are pretending like it, but I don't give a fuck. We have a good environment. I don't give a fuck.
So
Yeah, I don't give a fuck, man.
my question for you as the coach, and you know, as your team starts to excel, and as you see everybody, you know, putting in the work and the effort, and you see all of them, how do you feel like, or what kind of techniques do you use to kind of make sure that everybody has that same focal point?
Yeah.
Like, look, we can take this to the next level as long as you guys continue to keep putting the effort. Like, how do you manage that motivation?
The big thing is like letting everybody kind of enjoy it, but at the same time not letting anybody get too far ahead of themselves. Like you can win any fight, but you know there's still somebody else. Like there's plenty of guys to fight. There's still plenty of steps up. John still has plenty of guys to fight. Everybody on the team still has plenty of guys to fight. So I'm big on keeping people humble. I'm big on keeping myself humble. I think letting an ego grow too much is fucking dangerous. I think you let people get too far ahead of themselves. When they take that real step up, they get fucked up and they kind of break. You know, once John's next fight is booked, I'm going to try to beat the shit out of him and kind of remind him that it's going to get a little harder from here. And John will be more than down with it. Now everybody's like John. Now everybody's going to be like, all right, cool, that's next. Some people let their ego get ahead of them. I need to keep everybody in check and kind of just keep them working towards every goal. Every goal is the next thing up, next thing up, next thing up. Just keeping everybody humble is kind of what needs to be done.
Gotta push yourself. push your
Yeah.
teammates around you. I'm
Yeah.
constantly pushing myself all the time. I feel like it's never enough.
But what he's good
Yeah.
at too is not just himself, is he also pushes everybody around him. That's something that like you can go to a lot of.
It's contagious. I've trained. It's
contagious.
You see him working, and you
can
like
be
you
good.
want to
I
do
work
that.
hard.
You want to do
I'm
that.
like 1, 2.
You see John.
I'm like, all right, then, bitch, come on then. And then I tap out because I'm fat and he has an 18 pack, right? I'm like, yo, this kid's gonna be
But that's the thing when he like.
I'm fat. He got a hoodie on. He got like fucking sweat gear.
Bro, I
He's
lost
like,
12 pounds today, bro. Fucking bitch, bro. Like
And I,
bitch.
look, I've been talking about getting in shape for 8 years. He's like, yeah. So I dropped 45 pounds in 2 weeks.
Last week.
And I be on the sideline, be like, oh, baby.
Let's go. Your girl gonna lie for you every time. Your kick is
You know what's great?
That's your fucking lie.
No, but that's the big thing. Like when he got into the gym, like full on, and like even when I was training with him back in the day, it was like people see him training and he pushes them. He walks by them. He's like, "Hey, do this," blah blah blah. And he's like the leader in the gym.
I'm an OG.
Sometimes the best fighters in the gym aren't always like the best leaders. They're kind of just like, "I'm the best fighter in the gym. I'm worried about myself." He pushes everybody. He does not have to, and that's kind of what I appreciate the most. He's a great like co-partner in this, which makes my job a lot easier. Because I can't push everybody at all times. You know what I mean?
Dope.
So it works out.
I really like this.
Well,
Hey,
yeah, I love it.
have we asked you why the fuck you started this? Because to be honest, what was the guy you said like a fake Zach what?
Zac Efron, retarded brother.
You look like, all right, when he first walked in, right? We got a model runway. What the fuck is this shit?
Calvin
We got
Klein.
perfect hairline and shit. What the fuck is this? He walks in. I'm like, okay.
Right. You can look at him and almost think that he's never taken a hit.
I'm like, no,
Ever.
he's not. Listen, I'm a nice guy, so I'm nice to everybody, right? But when I saw him, I'm like, oh, maybe he's jiu-jitsu. You know how it is. Like,
Yeah.
and then I see him on the pad work, and so I'm like, okay, let's go make friends with him. Hey, please don't fuck that. Let's go back in. But yeah, what the fuck made you become a fighter? Because I feel like you could have had some rich bitch from McDonald's high school pregnant or some shit like that. Show us some McDonald's. I'm nice. Of course. That was pretty good.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
So he literally has that. But anyway.
You did a good job. Leave it in. Yeah, so what? I mean, listen, I hear you guys boys kind of like misfits. That's funny, yo.
You ever said McDonough? I thought you just knew for a second. I was like, oh
I
shit.
just said
Rich white bitch from McDonald's.
Did I say white bitch?
No.
I said, oh
I did.
shit. But if we say white bitch, we mean in the most endearing way possible. Hey, I call niggas niggas. Come on, relax. Listen, it's all words. It's all words. Okay, back to you. What made you want to fight? I feel like you had other opportunities.
Oh, fuck, that was funny.
What made you want to just put your face in somebody's face?
Kind of my dad, just because growing up,
Heard about Dad.
my
Fucking
dad
dad.
just like he's like always been known as a crazy guy. He loves fighting. He loved boxing. He would make me and my friends box when we were younger. When I was like,
You know all this shit?
yeah. When I was like,
Yeah.
when I was like 15, he wanted to like take me to Rollo's gym because he knew Rollo, and apparently I'd met Rollo when I was like 5 years old, and I was like, this guy is like crazy looking because he's just so goddamn big and scary. But yeah, when I was like 15, he was like, yeah, my buddy Rollo owns a gym. You should go up there and try to sign up. So I went up there and I started training for a while, but it was just like mainly kind of jiu-jitsu for a while. Like they had like some striking classes, but I felt like it was just like focused like a lot on the pros, and they kind of just do their own thing. But I was getting really good at jiu-jitsu for a while, but then I don't know, I just got into like drinking and going out and stuff, and I stopped training for a while, and then I saw,
young too.
yeah.
That's what everybody's doing.
I was just young and I was just bullshitting. I don't know. I get bored of things real fast. Like if I'm not like 100% in it, I just get bored of things. But then I don't know. After a while, kind of started getting a little fat, and I was like, I need to do something.
Hey, no disrespect.
Yeah.
Hey, you pretty motherfucker. Your fat is white. Look, when he came in, he was fat. He had a 6-pack. So I'll show you fat, buddy.
Look, I'm hard on myself. You know, if I'm not like if my weight's not low and everything, I like hate myself. Like I ate duck donuts yesterday. I hate myself. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I mean,
Well, you know,
I ate some donuts this morning too.
He
I'm
had
not
3
gonna lie,
donuts
but
on the way here, and he's.
I had 2 donuts
It was
and
two- it
a
was-
biscotti.
That actually sounds pretty goddamn good. I haven't had a donut.
I know, right? But no, I seen Vince was killing it at AMT, and I was like, I kind of want to focus on my striking for a little bit. I went there, and
You
then
like a Hollywood every fucking fight.
I went there, and we just all clicked though. I mean, it was
That's my man. I will fuck you up, and he'll help me.
yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like almost like they say if it's meant to be, it'll come back and whatnot. And you found out that that's where your true passion was.
Yeah.
Congratulations on
Thank you.
being able to come back to that and not look like you've ever taken a fucking hit in your life. But
Listen, I'm telling you.
like, that shit is crazy.
Listen, hey, people who think people who don't look like fighters aren't fighters. look at these motherfuckers and watch your mouth in the gas station line because you will get fucked up.
In the gas station line?
You will get fucked up by him and him and them.
Yeah, I mean.
Let me ask you a question.
Ooh, producer question. Producer question. Producer question. All right, go ahead.
For both of you, how would you act in a street fight?
Oh, ask that question again and a little louder so I make sure the mic.
How would you act in a street fight?
Well, normally if we get in street fights, we're pretty drunk, so I don't know.
He's like, I don't.
It happens every once in a while. We do get.
That's like what I touched on. We can't.
So when they hit you, do you laugh?
Oh,
Well, no, that's the time.
bitch, you got some damn
I don't
shit
really
wrong.
remember,
You not want
but-
to talk about anything?
No, I don't give a fuck.
Y'all ain't fucking nobody like last night, did you? Because they might
Right, he
I
might
was
still be
sleeping.
sleeping in the harbor right now.
I was sleeping. I was good.
I'm not gonna incriminate anything, but
Hypothetically,
it's happened a few times.
what's your go-to move, I guess?
Punched him in the
I want
face.
that big Deontay Wilder
Punch him in
right
the
hand
face.
just from my hip, land with this part of my hand.
You got one of those. You
No,
can't do
I don't know, man. I try to avoid it, but
If we're out as a team, you don't even have to punch anybody. One of your teammates is gonna punch him before you punch him.
But also, I'm 25 years old. I'm not trying to get in a fucking street fight. When I was 16, I was like, all right, let's get into a fight. But
Let me ask you something.
we're
I don't
nice
know,
when we go out.
I
We're
try to
nice.
avoid it the best I can.
We're nice.
As fighters, right? Listen, I'm the least
savage,
qualified.
But also, like,
to-
real quick, like we do like to go out and drink. So it's like, if you're kind of more reserved, you don't have to deal with it.
We just get rowdy.
You go to a
That's it.
fucking bar, it's kind of a hard
nice
to avoid
rowdy,
sometimes.
though.
But
Do you guys find like as fighters, you train so much, you're getting ass whooped, you're whooping ass in the gym and all that, and you don't even want to fight, and
Right.
sometimes you let people get a pass.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
for me, I'm the least qualified on this couch, right? For me, and I'm like, you know what? Like I was in the gym the other day, and some dude was like, "Yo, that's my weight," and in my head, I just imagine me beating the fuck out of him.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Off the rip. We
I'm
already
like,
know.
all right,
Bipolar shit. He's
What
smiling
are you
like
with
that.
at?
Oh, wait a
Like,
minute.
and at your level, you can really fucking hurt somebody.
Yeah.
And this dude's just drunk, you know, thinking he can. You often like, what? You always start the fucking fights.
Right, because she like, if I was there, you already know.
You find yourself giving him a pass, like, you know what, bro? You, God bless you. So you don't know
Yeah.
that I could really destroy your life.
I saw like some corny ass fucking Facebook meme, and it was really corny, but it was like maturing is knowing you can beat somebody's ass, but you don't anyway. And that was kind of like one of those things. Like I work at a restaurant, and motherfuckers have like big fucking attitudes all the time. You go out, and there's people fucking posturing up on you and shit, and I'm just like,
You don't know.
I'll just smack the shit out of you. But it's not like a.
They know you fight. They know you
Probably not. Oh no, they at the restaurant. At the restaurant, yes, they do. Yeah.
I got
But
sent an email like, listen, that motherfucker Vince is not to be played with. Have a good day.
when I go out, I'm just trying to chill though. Like we go out to drink, like we're talking about fights, but we're not really like thinking
The
about
scary
this shit.
part is that there's like 10 of us sometimes. Like, what are they gonna? I don't know what they think.
I don't
they're
get-
gonna
like,
do.
I don't
They
wanna
be
fight
starting
anybody.
shit with us. We just sit in a corner. We're just geeking
We're just
and
chilling to
drinking.
ourselves. Yeah.
Maybe we're a little loud sometimes, you know, but we're not hurting nobody. You know.
I can understand being loud.
Yeah.
Oh, we know.
He pulls his dick out a lot in public.
And see, that's the goddamn
He pulls
lie.
his dick out. That's the problem. Like he walks around with his dick out, and everybody's like, "Whoa, put your dick away," and that's.
Well, let's segue right into some wild
No,
shit.
I'm leaving.
Okay.
I don't have to.
Let's go.
No.
Now you
Yeah,
wanna leave.
you
Let's
definitely-
go. I'm
Okay,
right.
you wanna leave.
Hold on.
That Amsterdam, brother.
Y'all want to do another shot? You want to do
Yeah.
Have fun.
Right, man, let's go party. Let's do another shot. Vince, I know, hey, Marvin, I know you got some crazy questions. So Marvin
no
is,
crazy questions.
please, Mr.
I'm
with the
talking
shits. And Mr. with the shits meaning
Oh, wow.
you can pretty much name anything that
No.
you would do
Not
sexually to someone,
Oh, fuck.
and he'll do it
No,
if
not
not better than
someone.
you. So,
Probably.
That's
So-
weird.
let's go. We got
Right.
a central theme here, and we all pretty much cheers, fellas. Thank you so much.
I enjoyed the Muay Thai talk, but I guess we can talk about dicks and butts.
Boy.
Here's Dicks and Pussies time.
Shit, my bad.
That pretty good too. Do we all eat ass here? Has ass been eaten? Hands up.
But eat.
We eat. All right, cool. So
I know my girl's watching right now.
eat that ass.
Yeah. Eat that ass up.
Do you feel
Yeah, I'll
like
do it.
fighters are some of the nastiest motherfuckers? Is there a correlation?
I've never fucked a fighter besides my girlfriend. I would assume.
We're pretty free, right?
Pretty free.
Free to move.
You got to be crazy to step in a ring, so I can only imagine you kind of be crazy when your pants come off.
Sometimes I just want Ellie to
I put
cuddle
my
me
dick
though.
out
Like,
everywhere.
I don't always want to be aggressive. Sometimes I want Ellie just to cuddle me and stroke my penis at night. I'm not like I'm not.
That's accepted. That's understandable. I mean,
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
not
we all want that. I mean,
There's
yeah.
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. I
Is
love-
there anything you guys don't do? All right, let's make this a little bit more, not professional, but more detailed. So, if a girl was looking to date you, what could she expect from a fighter in the bedroom? Great cardio, most likely, especially if it's camp time.
Honestly, probably nothing special.
Nothing special.
We're fucking terrible, actually.
I mean, if I get drunk, which is pretty often. I mean, things might get a little wild, a little.
He might do missionary.
Right.
I mean,
You will get drunk.
Yeah.
at least once a week. I mean,
Somebody get
there's
put
gonna be
in the
some
grapple
drunk,
hole
angry
sometime.
sex.
Yeah.
Which of you guys both got belts? Would you have sex with your belt on? And if you haven't, what the fuck are you doing with the belt?
Ellie.
How could I hold four?
Right after I
at
knocked
once?
out Dreadhead, we
You said, how can
Yeah,
you-
did you?
He said.
Yeah, he a real one.
I need a belt just to fuck in
He
it.
did
I'm
it.
fucking up. What am I doing?
Bro, fucking the belts in the switch. Every new position.
At first, I thought you
put
said,
on.
"Do you fuck your belt?" And I was like, I couldn't cut a hole through this thing.
Listen, can I make that work?
I fucked this belt.
No,
I couldn't cut a hole through it. It wouldn't work.
Yeah, that's the thick
I
belt.
know.
Yeah, you gotta come in the room like you Ric Flair or something.
Woo!
With your belt on, with your dick hanging right on your
What's up, bitch?
Bro, that's the way. I think you should fuck in your belt.
At least, at least two of them.
I think you got. I guess
Hear that?
Look, after the first,
Sandwiches,
Look, no, this is how you do it.
Belt sex.
Look, this is how you
On
do
my
it. This is how
way.
you do it. Your first, you got 4 belts, right? Well, at least you can use 2 or 3, depending. I don't know if you pop one of the rhinos or
Gas station boner pills. Pat Dolan.
Rhino 9000.
No, one of our past guys talked about one of them shit.
Nick, you remember Pat Dolan?
Pat Dolan?
Remember Pat Dolan?
Was it Pat Dolan?
Little Jew man, my boy.
Heber Hammer.
He loves gas station boner pills. He goes to the Exxon by my house all the time. He buys like the Rhino Gold 900s. He'll be like, dude, I had a headache for like 3 days, but dude, my dick was sore.
I get a snap bi-weekly of a Rhino 9000.
Dude,
pill.
he pops
100%.
gas station boner pills like they're fucking like gum. Like,
And does he pop them to have sex, or he just pops them for the high?
no, he pops them to have sex.
He pops him before
I
he
hope.
comes to the fights.
He pops them before we hang out. Like
That's another motherfucking Pat, man. He always scared me.
we were talking about, like we should have brought Pat.
That's a serial killer, dude. Yeah.
Something dark.
That's a serial
Pat,
killer.
dude.
And he just happens to not want to eat people's flesh.
I know.
I got a friend, Karen.
Well, he
He's
might.
an EMT, and he could rip your soul out and have no problem. But I said, I'm glad you're just nice.
Yeah.
Because you have everything it takes to be a serial killer.
Yeah.
For some reason, your father didn't molest you or some shit.
Yeah.
And it worked out in our
So you're thanking God right now? Like,
Yeah,
I'm glad
like
that-
Pat is like, he's real quiet to
Real
himself.
quiet,
He doesn't
yeah.
drill.
Yeah, wait till he starts drinking now.
I've known Pat. I've known Pat for 15 years. I
Yeah.
know him, but fucking yeah,
Wild boy.
he jerks off in public. He's a weird
I
guy.
never thought of that, Pat.
Yeah.
He's quiet.
We had a drunken night in New York City, and Pat was going off.
Pat's a wild man.
Yeah.
Pat's a
We
wild.
were
man.
hanging out with some Irish people, and Pat wasn't fucking with them.
Pat is a wild.
Pat had to
man.
tell him what's good.
Pat's a wild man.
They wouldn't let us in the bar because we weren't Irish, and Pat's like, "No, fuck you, mean?" He started flexing.
Dude, I
on
swear to
him.
God, Pat takes like 3 shots. He starts talking like Gervonta Davis. Like it comes out of nowhere. You're just like, who the fuck am I with?
He's got like
Like,
some $400 shoes on. He's like,
Right.
"Nah, fuck them." His shoulders get broad as
I had
shit.
a chance to meet him. And Pat, you know how you say quiet people, like the toughest, or like he's that. He embodies that. Like he's just real. He's to himself. You crack jokes like. Maybe Vincent does his boy. For me, it was like. I was like, all right, okay, all right, brother. Like,
Sometimes we break Pat. We like overload him. With
That's what I'm
shit
saying.
we're
In South
He
Carolina-
just like breaks. He doesn't know what to do. He's like,
oh, dude. There was this fat chick in South Carolina. We were making fun of her so bad that like Pat's just sitting there like, and then like out of nowhere he's like in tears, like rolling around on the floor. Like it comes out of nowhere. We break him. It's good.
That's the man.
Pat's a man. That's a big man.
So we all eat ass. You guys are gonna fuck with these belts.
Right.
You're
Yes.
gonna fuck with the belts.
Fair enough.
Have you fucked your girls like in a ring yet? Like,
In a ring? No.
You
no.
got the keys to
We
the
got a
gym.
chance.
That's some dirty ass man.
"We don't have a ring yet.
We don't
We're
have
gonna
a
have
ring
one
yet.
at the new gym."
I would never do that to John Riley's gym. No.
No, I'm saying
Went to
like,
your gym.
you can
When
put
you
a
get
towel
your
down though.
Well, no, when you get your gym.
Maybe. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you get to your gym and you get that one spotlight over top of the ring,
Yeah. No.
Yeah, fuck him with a- fuck him with a-
I want.
Ric Flair, that bitch. Fucking frog splasher.
right in the pussy.
Chris Benoit, that bitch. You fucking bitch.
Oh, dog. I just.
Yeah, we're gonna have a Chris Benoit pillow fight.
Allie Ivan.
All right, so we're almost done. Real quick, I want to give predictions. I like, especially with fighters or my friends who are like in the music industry, they're doing something where it's like it's an attainable goal. I like your predictions. Before we do that, for those who are watching now, we'll be watching in the future. Where can they contact you if they want to come get some training classes from one of the best coaches, no gas, that I've ever had a chance or experience with? I'm dead serious. I'm fucking dead serious. One of the best coaches to be the type of killer he is. Where can they find you? What school do you train out at? Social media
Give him,
contact.
give him everything.
Yeah, my name's Vince Mosca. My Instagram is Mosca43, MOSCA 43. I coach out of ground control. I'll meet people wherever. We have classes every night of the week. we're about to move to a new gym to where it's a little it's gonna be a little more open. You know, the gym's gonna be 4 times the size that it is now. 20 seconds down the road. Still in Rosedale.
Okay.
So it's in Rosedale, Pulaski Highway. Yes, that's pretty much how you can contact me. I'm not putting my number on here. But
I got his number. 443.
yeah, whether you've never thrown a punch in your life or you're really good, just come through. You know what I mean?
You can turn anybody into a fighter.
I like to think I can try. I mean, I don't.
Hey, look,
I think I can.
I know.
You know, I'd like to try, but
You gotta take a class, motherfucker. You gotta take a class.
yeah.
He's gonna kill your ass. John, where can they find you? If they wanna keep on the trail of what you're doing and stay up with you, and maybe ask more about training, where can they find you?
You can find me on backpages.com.
I knew somebody was gonna do it. Oh, Vince is all professional. He
No.
said, well, you can find me exactly where
You
you
can find me,
No,
Vince
for real.
Moscow.
For real, backpages.com.
Missionary Sports.
You can find me on Instagram, Hurricane John 410. My name is John Gray. There's a phone ringing.
That's a nice
Ring me
ringtone.
off. Yeah.
Bonner.
But for real though, backpages.com, I am on there.
Little
Are you
pretty
really on
white.
back pages? Yeah, okay, look. So, before my man Marvin wraps us up, where the fuck are we going with this? When you turning pro? Do you have a plan yet? Have you and Coach even talked about that?
We've been mapping out the year, and I feel like I want to do June 14th in North Carolina. I want to do August. I want to do Worlds in August in Orlando.
Okay.
Then I want to go back and defend this belt in October.
Okay.
Then I do want to go to Thailand during the wintertime because I literally I hate being here during the wintertime. I can't stand the cold. I get seasonal depression. So I want to go to Thailand for 2 or 3 months. And then
You going with him, or is it like a
Oh, I'd
single?
love to go with them. Yeah.
Bro,
well, we're going on a romantic getaway.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not judging.
We're gonna get
Romance.
married.
He's not just my student; he is my gay
He's
lover.
making a transition into a lady boy.
Who is this?
Yeah.
You're gonna be a disgusting looking woman.
I'm a delicate lover.
It must be-
Raven James.
He be like, love me for me. I'm like, oh God, I guess so. That's gonna level you up.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Well, after October, I mean, Johnny Davis was telling me about some world title in California. So after that, I mean, if I'm still going strong and everything's going good, I mean, maybe go pro. But I don't want to get too ahead of myself. I know I had a ton of people to fight it before then, but I mean, I'm not scared to fight anybody.
Hold on, let's go.
I'll fight anyone.
You 24?
I'll be 24 in September.
You'll be 24.
Yep.
He's 23.
So he's 23. So the motherfucker lied at the beginning of the shit.
You better make fun of these motherfuckers. Hey, so you also were talking about off camera that you looking to maybe do some boxing,
Yeah.
maybe some MMA fights. Is that in the plan as well, as far as his progression?
I want to try everything before I go pro, because once you go pro in one, you gotta be pro in all. So I mean, why not test the waters? I don't know if people are sleeping on me, but I have a good ground game. I know how to wrestle. I know jiu-jitsu. I'm a white belt, but I got a couple strikes. I didn't do a lot of gi, but I mean, I have a decent ground game. Like I've rolled with plenty of really good people, and if you give me them little gloves and I hit somebody on the chin, they're definitely going to sleep. So, but you know, I want to test all the waters before I go pro. I mean, I'm not in a rush. You know, there's no point. I mean, I'm only 23. The sky's the limit. So, I feel like I train hard enough that maybe in like a year or two we'll talk about it. But I have a good map right now of what I want to do. I have a good coach. I have a good team. I mean, I can do whatever I want. Yeah, I have fun when I'm in the ring. I'm not. It doesn't even feel serious to me. It feels serious beforehand. I get doubts. I get
dangerous.
Yeah, I get doubts. I get
makes it
scared like
dangerous.
anybody. I mean, I was nervous to fight this Russian kid, but as soon as I stepped in the
That
ring and the bell
pre-fight
rung,
talk when I took your headband off that thing,
he called me a fat fucking retard or something like that.
It feel good.
No, it makes me feel confident. Yeah, but
I do say a lot of serious shit to John, but mostly it's not mostly. But,
Sometimes you have to do that. It's part of psychological.
No, and, like, you
take them
can't-
out of like whatever trance they may be.
you know,
one
he's-
thing he told me was no emotion. Like right before the bell rung, he was like, no emotion. So okay, fought with no emotion.
Right.
I was in there playing against my toughest opponent. Not to take anything away from him, but I was having fun in there. I was throwing spinning kicks. I taught myself how to spin and kick. No one taught me or anything. Like I'm just in there having fun. I just want to put on a show. Like every punch I throw, I'm swinging as hard as I possibly can. I like to throw overhands for anybody that's watching and wants to fight me.
Anybody you want to call out?
me.
Whoever's got good records at my weight and wants to get knocked out. So
That's
it's
the
been
big
too long. I want to knock somebody out. I want somebody who's not going to run, who's going to sit there and fight me.
When
you know?
you say, hold up, you gotta say it again, and then you gotta hold up the hand. With
What's up,
your
bitch?
hand, like go to sleep.
No, that's the big thing with like me and John is like I gotta kind of sometimes pull him back. I think he's down to fight anybody. I know he's down to fight anybody. I know he doesn't give a shit. I like John against anybody, especially as time progresses. But I also want him to take every step before he goes pro. There's no rush to go pro, especially in kickboxing. MMA, it's like you can go pro in MMA after 4 fights. It doesn't matter. Like his ground game's solid if he works with the guys at ground control and everybody around. Plenty of pros in the area to get him ready. But in kickboxing, it's like take every little step. There's plenty of guys to fight. His goal was not to be the best amateur. We don't give a shit about that. That doesn't mean anything. But just getting him better to where he can fight all types of guys, all types of rule sets, and just kind of be ready for that.
So basically, you're turning him into a fucking machine.
Pretty much, yes. He's already a machine. I'm just kind of directioning it a little bit. But
Turning a real stable machine.
yeah, John's really good. John's only going to get better, though. I don't think John's even close to... I'm not kissing his ass. I'm 100% serious about this. John's not even close to as good as he can get.
I think. Can I say something?
Yeah.
I think he's gonna get better because you're gonna get better because he's making you better.
Yeah.
And I mean him, not even just him, but the team.
Yeah.
I'm listening to you talk, and we don't spend time every day on. But I remember our conversations at the gym, and I see the maturity.
Yeah.
As a coach,
Yeah.
the selflessness.
Yeah.
I see the shit.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I
that's
see how they
crazy.
trust you, and I see how you're giving it back to them.
Yeah.
And I don't see anything but good things going.
To have
forward.
such wisdom as a coach at such a young age is, pretty impressive.
First of all,
Not,
they
but
go
fucking awesome.
most of
Fucking
these coaches are out here coaching these fighters, and these fighters are beasts. But like a lot of the coaches, aren't. I think he's one of the best fighters in the country. Not only coaches, like my coach will beat your coach up. A lot of coaches can't say that.
Beat me and my coach.
I'm sorry, but a lot of coaches can't say that. My coach will fuck your coach up. My team will fuck your team up. That's how I truly feel, honestly.
You need to feel that way.
Yeah, but I'm also very humble. I'm not a super cocky person. I'm not ignorant. Like, I'm very humble. Like, I'm a nice guy. Like, I don't think I'm, like, too ahead of myself. There's people out there that could probably beat me, but until they beat me, I mean, I'm going to keep doing my thing.
If John has 40 fights, he's likely going to lose at some point, and that's I know that's nothing that's going to change him. I know it's in him. It's
I'm excited for the person that comes along and beats me. I mean, that sounds stupid, but I'm excited for it because if you think I train hard now and then I'm crazy now, like, wait till somebody beats me because I'm not the type of person to quit. Like, I'm coming back even harder.
Look,
I gotta tell you,
it's certain shit fighters say.
Yeah,
Like me,
yeah.
I'm like, hey,
Look,
you beat me, I go cry, eat some
let me
food,
tell you.
and fuck my wife.
I'm reading Muhammad Ali Sports Illustrated tribute edition, right? And it talks about his whole. It goes through his career and rumble young man, rumble, all that shit. And in the same sense that you literally just said is the same way that Cassius Clay went Muhammad Ali. That's the same attitude he had. He said, I'm gonna tell you what round I'm gonna knock him out.
Yep.
I'm still gonna keep the same loud mouth until somebody puts it into it. And he said,
and even then it doesn't change.
Yeah, and he said, and once that happens, if you really think that I'm a savage, then you'll see an animal after that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I'm hearing that.
Look,
from him.
I've had
And I'm
my
like,
ass whooped in sparring. I'm
and I'm
not
sitting
gonna
there,
lie.
I'm like, just let me get front row seats to the.
I've been sparring with pros this past camp,
Dude,
and
he
I've
was
had my
sparring
ass
with
whooped.
Micah Terrell. He was sparring with me. He was sparring with Skyler, who's probably the best fucking striker in this area, honestly. Tucker, Tucker
Rob
Watts.
Watley too.
Rob
like,
Watley,
tons of pros that just showed me new levels
Jake
to the
Dar,
game.
like all
That's
these guys.
important, right? You need.
I can take a beating in the gym too. I don't care.
But he's
It's
also-
not
but-
going to mess my confidence.
But
up,
I'm gonna
you know?
like. It's
Makes me
not just
better.
that he's taking the beating anymore. It's that he's learning and he's getting better.
Right.
And no matter what happens, he's only gonna get
really
better.
dangerous. Yo, both of y'all are really, really dangerous.
Nah, I mean-
you from a psychological value
Thank
as
you.
a coach,
Thank
and
you.
then you from another spectrum on the end as being a fighter, but still being as humble as you are. Because
Yeah,
when
definitely.
people are not afraid to lose, that's what makes them
Yeah.
dangerous. I'm like, okay.
There's a lot of
You
belief
can hit me a couple
within our
times,
team,
but
yeah.
just know I'm going to put everything I got into this fight, and you're gonna feel every bit of it.
It sounds stupid, and some people might have like a
Hell
different
no.
opinion. No, but it sounds stupid, and people might have a different opinion. But before every fight, like I think about like what if I lose? Like I prepare like what I'm gonna say on Instagram. I prepare like for if I get knocked the fuck out. Right before I fought, Darren Till got knocked out unconscious. He's one of my favorite fighters. Do you know how that made me felt? Like before I was gonna fight, I was like, fuck, dude, my favorite fighter just got knocked the fuck out. Like I'm about to go fight. What if this happens to me? But it's like once a bell rings, just like different. But I was nervous. I had doubt. Like I felt all these different things. But as soon as a bell rung, it's like so crazy. It's such a surreal feeling.
Yeah, 'cause
but
it's
then
like,
I'm in there and I just
I'm in
feel
it.
like
You
so
gotta
good.
go.
Yeah.
Even when I thought I maybe lost the first round, or I mean, we're pretty realistic. Like, all right, he may have edged out the first round. My confidence never broke. I barely took a breath. I barely broke a sweat during that fight. Just being like supremely confident, like that I'm gonna adapt to the fight. Even when I had another 5-round title fight with no gear against a way bigger guy, 6'3", I'm 5'9.5". I moved up to 160. I moved up to 160,
Stop
and
putting on your wife's heels.
I thought he beat me in the first 2 rounds. The end of the second round, he head kicked me in my face. I ate it. I went back to my corner, and I kind of just like realized like I need to do something. So I can be down a little bit and I'll come back even harder. Like I've been down in a fight, I've been losing a fight, and I will come back way stronger. You can have the first round, because if I don't finish you, I'm gonna edge you out at least.
Man, look, we've interviewed a few fighters, and I've been around plenty, and I'm noticing it's a tone. It's a tone that I hear, and I'm hearing it. So I don't even have to say I wish you guys any fucking luck. If what you guys are doing, the program you're doing, and you're always willing to be critical and ways you can change and move on, it's gonna be great things. Thank you so much for coming on. Coach Big. Damn.
I eat ass.
I eat ass too.
With a drill cup.
With a drill cup.
All right, look. Thank everybody for tuning in. Not Safe for Ears. Make sure you check the live. And Not Safe for Ears on Instagram.
Boom.
Check us out on Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, and especially motherfucking YouTube. Hit the post notification so you know when we're going live. Make sure that you comment in the section. You can email us at notsafeforears@gmail.com. Make sure you give a shout out to our sponsors, withlove.be, BEA, hand poured soy wax, all that kind of good stuff. Make sure y'all catch up with us. And we out, bitch!
Hey.
Back pages.
Back boys, whoa. Let me cut this off here.
My bad, folks.